Hi folks, welcome to your latest planning outlook, this on Friday the 4th of September. It's westerly orientated weather patterns that dominate during the week ahead, occasional bumps of high pressure tantalisingly trying to build from the southwest, but overall low pressure toward the north will drive frontal systems in from the Atlantic across the northern half of Britain, with the wettest conditions very much focused on western mountains in Scotland. Windy conditions quite frequent, gale force on some days across many of our mountains. Now those strong westerly winds will be around to start the weekend, up to gale force early in the day, tending to ease down but staying a blustery and a chilly feeling day, with top temperatures only just above freezing point on the highest tops in Scotland, Ben Nevis and the Cairngorm Plateau for example, where the showers that come through will fall as some sleet or some wet snow on the very highest tops, possibly a bit of hail mixed in too for good measure. Those showers pretty widespread, most frequent across more western hills and mountains. Some places may get away with a few hours largely dry, but locally you could just see rain on and off for much of the day. A further little frontal system coming in from the west may just give some more persistent rain late in the day or into Saturday night across some western regions. I'll run you quickly through the rainfall sequence through Saturday and Sunday. You can see how things are pretty extensive through Saturday, especially across Scotland. There's some gaps just showing where there's drier conditions at times. The southern half of the Highlands may do pretty well through Saturday afternoon, but many places catching those showers at some point. There's the more persistent rain just trying to come in from the west on Saturday night. Showers will be around then as we go onwards into early Sunday, chiefly around coastal areas in the west to start the day, including Scotland. But notice how Scotland looks drier overall as we go into the middle of Sunday daytime. Showers concentrated toward the south of Scotland and across more areas of England and Wales, where showers will be fairly frequent for a few hours. They'll come in from the west, but will tend to push inland as we go onwards into Sunday afternoon, and many western coastal areas across Snowdonia, across the western side of the Lake District, chances are becoming largely dry as the day progresses, as many showers drift away toward the Midlands. One or two, though, are still likely to be around across the Pennines up to the end of the day. It's a brief ridge of high pressure that builds in across Scotland on Sunday that reduces the shower risk here, but the trough that's moving across England and Wales is the one that continues with the showers, that, as mentioned, just drifting slowly away southeastwards as time goes on. The isobars opening out somewhat, so lighter winds through Sunday daytime, still a rather cool feel, but temperatures may be just lifting a degree or so higher than Saturday. The next fronts waiting out over the Atlantic will move in quickly as winds strengthen overnight Sunday into Monday, so that by Monday daytime there's the threat of widespread gales across most of the mountains, particularly in Scotland, where severe gales are possible across the higher tops with some powerful gusts toward the eastern side of many of the highest ridges and summits. With a conveyor belt of moisture coming in from the Atlantic, heavy rainfall will set in across western mountains in particular, and some very low cloud shrouding all those western hills in Scotland. The extent of that cloud and rain southwards into northern England and Wales is somewhat uncertain. It may well be that there's some patchy rain and lowering cloud coming on to the western coast around the Irish Sea, but a chance of getting away with at least part of the day dry and fairly bright before that lower cloud does move in, with the more humid air coming in behind the warm front. The eastern side of the Highlands too staying largely dry, with quite a rain shadow in effect on that strong west-southwesterly flow. The tricky bit with the detail towards the middle of the week is just how the waving frontal feature behaves across Scotland and to the north of Ireland as well. It looks as though eventually it will start to clear southeastwards. What's left on it as it gets into England and Wales is uncertain. I'd expect there to be some low cloud and some patchy rain coming on across the western hills of England and Wales. Still more persistent across western Scotland, it looks like at this stage, and still quite a west to east contrast across the Highlands. Still looks a windy day, maybe not as windy as Monday, but could still be up to gale force for a time at least on Tuesday, so keep an eye on the latest forecasts. More or less a westerly airflow that stays with us towards Wednesday, just turning a bit more northwesterly as a cold front finally clears southeastwards and weakens. Showers likely to follow, though, those most frequent across the Highlands, with a mix of sunshine and heavy showers, some of those with some hail and possibly some sleet or snow on the very highest tops as temperatures fall by Wednesday. Fewer showers generally across England and Wales. High pressure toward the west looks as though it wants to build just for a time through the middle of the week, so showers on Wednesday will tend to fade, but the idea I would have thought toward the later part of the week is that further low pressure systems around Iceland will start to move back into Scotland at least, so some further rain coming into the west and northwest Highlands, drier for a time across eastern Scotland and England and Wales through Thursday and possibly onwards into Friday before those next fronts do sink that little bit further southwards. It's still a westerly type of pattern that is likely toward the end of the week, with the low pressure to the north the feature that really dominates. The high then soon collapses away back southwards, and as we look out over the Atlantic, there's the potential for a series of low pressure systems to start to move in towards next weekend and beyond, so looking pretty unsettled in the longer range outlook. Of course, you can stay up to date with the latest details for your local area for the next 3 days every single day on our website. Thanks for watching this video today. Bye for now.